12 will go to Shinjuku Terminal with a stop at Shibuya. All seats on
With Japan officially reopening on October 11th after 3 long years, I booked a trip almost immediately. And while I did spend my evenings in Shibuya and Harajuku, especially this Omotesando Tokyo Plaza rooftop Starbucks with its amazing outdoor garden and views of the city below, the primary purpose of this trip was this.
I watched the sun come up today. I wish that you'd been there to see it. But you were only half awake. And nothing ever stops you dreaming. But you're all I need. Honestly, I just wanted you to know that I'll never let you go, so stay with me.
Autumn is my favorite time of the year to visit Japan. The sweltering summer heat subsides to a reasonable low to mid-20s Celsius. The monsoon season calms its rainy onslaught. And without a doubt, the colors are nothing short of breathtaking. Now, if you are using Tokyo as your home base, the following 3 day trips will give you access to some of the most stunning fall scenery in Japan. Our very first adventure takes us to one of my favorite places, Lake Kawaguchi. This area is very easily accessible from Shinjuku Station via a variety of different methods. I personally used the JR Pass, which allowed me to take the JR Chuo line to Otsuki, at which point I transferred to the Fujiku Railway and I made my way to Lake Kawaguchi. Now, chances are, if you have ever looked up images of Japan, especially in preparation for your trip, you have most likely seen very famous shots from this location, such as the Churedo Pagoda, the red pagoda overlooking Mount Fuji, as well as various shots of autumn leaves framing Mount Fuji or even cherry blossoms in the spring. Now, while Mount Fuji is the primary attraction, it is worth noting that it is known as the Shy Mountain for a reason. There is frequent cloud cover in the area, so it is best to check for conditions before making the day trip if this is in fact what you wish to see. However, despite that, even if you do not catch a clearing in your itinerary, I would still recommend coming to Lake Kawaguchi as it stands alone as an incredibly beautiful destination. There are gorgeous parks where you can rest your feet and grab a quick snack, along with museums, gardens, countless shops and restaurants, and of course boat tours and even cable cars to take you to the tops of surrounding mountains. The scenery in combination with local life provides for a beautiful experience with the fresh mountain air as an added bonus. Of course, staying for the sunset before wrapping up your day is never a bad idea. Our second destination takes us to what is currently my favorite place in Japan. To get there, we jumped on the Shinkansen at the JR Shinagawa station in Tokyo, and we transferred at Utsunomiya station for the JR Nikko line. Now, the entire ordeal generally takes about a couple hours, or slightly less if you get really good connections for your trains, and as you've guessed, we're headed to Nikko. The best way to get around Nikko is to utilize their bus system. Now, you can also rent a car, but that's going to get a little bit pricey. You can get tremendous value from the 2-day unlimited bus pass, which can be purchased upon your arrival at the train station. And for the cost of around $20, the value far exceeds paying for individual tickets, even if you are there for only 1 day. This was especially true for my primary objective, Lake Chuzenji and Kigon Falls. For an extra cost of 500 yen, or about $4, you can take a 100-meter ride down a one-stop elevator to the base of Kigon Falls. If you're going to make the trip here, the view of one of the top 3 best waterfalls in Japan from its base is just about mandatory. Once you're done marveling at this stunning waterfall and battling the hordes of tourists attempting to get a slightly better photo of the same angle, you may wish to take a stroll towards Lake Chuzenji, which is also known as the Sea of Happiness. And let me tell you, I was extremely happy exploring this area, so it must be true. Now, there are also a myriad of gorgeous coffee shops and small restaurants to explore. The ambiance is not quite electric. That term is reserved for Kobe. That's another video. It is, however, quaint, welcoming, fresh even, and the scenery leaves very little, if anything, to be desired. On our way back down from Lake Chuzenji, we are treated with the downhill portion of the famous Irohazaka slope, which has a total of 48 sharp turns that provide an incredible view of the valley below, irregardless of season. This slope has also been popularized by a well-known anime known as Initial D. Back in the city of Nikko, the famous and absolutely stunning Shinkyo Bridge awaits only 5 minutes by bus from the JR Nikko station, or about a 15-minute walk, which I highly recommend as it lets you see more of the city. Of course, only after exploring the Toshogu Shrine. The Toshogu Shrine is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a breathtaking example of feudal architecture, serving as a memorial for the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate, Tokugawa Ieyasu. It is also quite common for various vendors to set up shop on the temple grounds, which allows you to match the feast for your eyes with a feast for your taste buds as well. After enjoying the sights and sounds for about another hour or so, it was finally time to sign off before making our way to our third destination, Hakone. To get to Hakone, we take the Shinkansen on the same JR Tokaido line, but in the opposite direction compared to Nikko. And we're going to get off at Odawara Station, where you have the option to take a 15-minute train ride to Hakone Yumoto Station, or better yet, you can get the Hakone Free Pass, which lets you utilize all of the various transportation methods in Hakone for 2 full days. This includes the pirate ship, it includes the gondola, it includes the train, and of course it includes the bus system, which is very efficient, very much like in Nikko, and it will take you directly from the town all the way up the mountain and to your final destination, which is Lake Ashi. From the shores of Lake Ashi, the highlight is the ever-famous Red Torii Gate with Mount Fuji as the backdrop. However, the journey does not end there. Once you have explored the shores of Lake Ashi, the Torii Gate, and the many, did I say many? There are many steps from that gate to the shrine on the mountain above. It is time to board that pirate cruise using your Hakone Free Pass, cross the lake, and then take the gondola towards Owakudani Station, where the famous Owakudani plume will give you a close-up with a highly volcanic area.
Thank you for riding the Hakone roadway today. Always here. Please wait until the gondola has come to a complete stop before standing up.
You will immediately know you have arrived at the right location the moment you step off of the gondola and are greeted by an incredibly strong sulfur smell coming from the nearby volcanic activity. This is another place where COVID masks still come in quite handy. In Japan, they do shield you a little bit from that gas. And despite the smell, however, the views and the colors of the nearby geology are quite striking. The snacks, which share the black color of the sulfurous waters, such as the famous black eggs, are not just a gimmick, but rather tasty, and definitely you should try those out. On the way back down, I made a quick stop at Bako Station, where a relatively short nature hike takes you to a small clearing which provides incredible views of the backside of Lake Ashi and serves as a very nice isolated location to safely fly the drone. Now, while you could easily spend a couple days to fully explore all three of the areas we have just mentioned, this is especially the case with our runner-up, Kyoto. There's so much to do that doing Kyoto as a day trip would be mostly a disservice to yourselves. However, if you are strapped for time, you can definitely take an early morning Shinkansen from Tokyo to Kyoto, as a one-way trip still falls within a very reasonable 2-hour one-way timeline. Kyoto is host of dozens of options as far as famous sites are concerned. There is Fushimi Inari, the famous Shinto shrine with its thousands of torii gates. Kinkakuji needs no introduction, the world-renowned Golden Pavilion. You have Nijo Castle, the Kyoto Imperial Palace, Arashiyama with its famed bamboo forest, and Monkey Park. The list literally goes on and on. As far as our day trip is concerned, I chose Kiyomizu-dera as it is a 20-minute walk from Kyoto Station. I personally prefer walking everywhere if possible, as it lets you see the day-to-day of the locals instead of just going from tourist location A to tourist location B. Now, Kiyomizu-dera is a Buddhist temple which translates to Pure Water Monastery, and it happens to be one of the most stunning locations for fall colors in Kyoto. However, this is definitely a location worth visiting regardless of season. If you have watched this far, thank you very much for your time. I hope this guide was useful to you, and I hope you enjoyed the footage. Don't forget to subscribe for future content, and we'll see you in the next one.